Hi guys, I'm gonna do a really quick update video. I'm gonna show you this really cool thing I did. So this is for actually a Facebook group challenge. Usually they do like 12 by 12 layouts, and I do participate once in a while, but I'm not too good with laying up so many spaces, which is why I like doing mini albums. Nonetheless, this time around they changed it up a little bit, and they were looking at basically things that are not layouts, but they are three-dimensional. And so I already had in my projects I want to do a Shadowbox. I'm not sure the camera's going to pick up everything, but yeah, this is how it looks like. It is really cool. I really loved how I did. Okay, and this is why it's really cool, because this box cost me only $3. It is this kind of like those folded yourself, build it yourself kind of boxes. What I did is I snipped off some of the bits here and there, while making sure that the entire structure was still stable, like didn't move around. And I held it together by poking some holes through, you can see, and using some metal wires to tie it to the back of the um, shadow box. So I thought this was really cool. The background is actually Graphic 45's Crafter's Reflection paper is the one with the clocks at the back. So this is kind of like a steampunk theme one. It's partially inspired by the old Curiosity Shop's paper. I didn't want to use like my other half of my 8x8 because I kind of like hoping to keep it for something else. But a lot of these concepts and ideas came from there. So I just like the butterflies. This came from a piece of like a TG Designs collage paper that I've been having forever. So brief run through. So here's like the stick fast man that. Hi. I'm sure the camera's gonna pick that up, so I'm gonna like move the camera to where it is. Okay, so here's the corner, and you have that stick fast man hiding behind that clock thing, looking emo, um, with like a pair of wings. So I thought that was cool. I saw this couple pictures of like steampunk insects, and what they do is they actually take dried insects and then they modify it. Since I don't have dried insects, and that's kind of pretty gross, these are like just TJ designs, like collage butterflies. I think it's from Butterflies in Nature. I think that's what it's called. It's in 2008, so I'm not sure they can find them anymore. Here I typed out he who does not imagine ways to gift of the mind. So this random picture I printed out. So this is something I like typed out onto some old paper and stuck it down. I love typewriters. Yay, typewriter. And this is the cool page. You see this? I cannot make it like swing a little bit. Unfortunately, you have to like manually move it, but nonetheless, this is like a grandfather's clock kind of concept. And I used up a lot of this stuff I think that Roxy Car gave me, as well as like some of my other friends who gave Rex gave me. I thought that this was a really good project to incorporate like the stuff that I get from them. Really cool stuff. So here's like the Umbrella Man with I think that's an Inkadinka stamp, but yeah, a fussy cut out and then stuck it to his back. And have this like turning thing. This is not from Tim Holtz. I got this as a charm from my online purchase like quite some time back, and I thought it was appropriate for this steampunk mini. Here's a flower that I made from some paper. I can't remember which paper line this is. Yeah, I can't remember. So, might have been there. I can't remember. Here's a Jolie Boutiques Cigar Tangzider for racking me some of these. This was really cool. So here's a bottle that's actually from a brand called H2O. I think that's what they call it. But anyway, it's a kind of a Taiwanese Hong Kong scrapbooking brand. I thought it was pretty cool. So they have like clocks, basically things that are like Tim Holtzy slash Seven Gypsy ish, but with a tad more design, I think. And that's like a perfume charm from the local store that I have. So here is actually a something I did during the first year of my pharmacy school. I did some capsule packing, and here you can have some capsules. So it's supposed to have 4 charcoal capsules, but I threw my diazepam capsule in. I highly doubt it's real diazepam. It probably is just sugar and lactose, but whatever. But hey, so cool, right? Here I took one of the some gypsy labels of it's called Stringent Tincture. And one of those cool H2O bottles, vial bottles. Threw some clock watch parts inside there. Here's like a old watch part. Actually, it was actually the face of the glass face of the clock and of the watch. Sorry, and I dismantled it, and I fit it onto this thing. But right before that, I did one of these images that Roxy Car sent me, and so I kind of made it into kind of sort of like a cage for the owl. Isn't that cool? Okay, so this is one of those corners that are distressed with distress. I think this is vintage photo. I think this it was actually given to me by Roxy Car as well. Here's just an old book page I rolled up and make into kind of like a scroll. It look really cool. That's a what's that? A light bulb. I got it from my local hardware store, and I just simply put some rust alcoholic inks on it a couple of times, dried a little bit with a heat tool, and let it rub some off, and to create this really antiquish rusty effect. So I thought that was cool. Here's a combination of charms and buttons that I stuck together. Here it's actually a lie detector, so I thought that was kind of cool. And the last one here is actually a specimen petri dish sort of thing. I think there's a rat in my room because I hear very strange sounds. But anyway, yeah. So I thought this was kind of a cool concept to reintegrate into my stuff again. So here you go. That's that. This is how it looks like. One of my favorite projects so far. Okay. Second cool thing. This is a mini that's actually on sale on my Facebook page, but it's on hold because there's a friend that might be interested in getting this. But I'm not sure, guys. Like the mini real quick. So here's how it looks like. And this is actually made up from the kit that I have on my my Facebook page as well. That mini kit that I showed you last time. And so the only other thing that I've added in was like this piece of paper that Roxy Car sent me, and I stuck it like down because it kind of fit like how the whole color theme works out. So I distressed a lot of the edges. It's about 6 1/4 by maybe 4.5 inches, put it together with a cinch. So this is that cool bird thing. It's focusing. Some stuff. And there's a charm. Cool stuff. And then like this, the paper did a charm with it. Thought that was cool. So because I only have one hand, so I have to like live with it. So this is one of my favorite pages. Come on. Because what I did was I did this really cool effect, which was simply this what do you call that? Okay, so because the paper, right, is like now you can see it's very glossy with glitter. So I did took one of the, I think, Bowser's Designs, Crafter Workshop's star stencils, and I did some I did distress over it. So distress is like water based, so this part actually comes right out, which I thought was really cool. And so it leaves like this, kind of like a kind of, there's a term for it because Tim Holtz has this entire line that actually does the same thing. So I thought that was cool. So here's a stamp that says Joyous Noel, Joyous Noel, sorry. Picture has snow, a button, and like really cool trim again. So this great space for photos. So here's like a simple page. It kind of looks like a postcard or like a mail art sort of thing. Had this bird image here. And slot a few photos behind as well. And this, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys that this is an envelope me, and there's like text for every single page. The texts are generally simple. I didn't want to like do much. Just wanted to leave some space for photos and stuff. Right. Okay, I'm gonna put my camera down. Oopsie. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do this. Actually, I can use two hands. Yep. So here's this other page. It's really simple. I just want to keep like space for photos, because I know not everyone is like me who likes to like over embellish their stuff. This is one of my favorite pages because I really like. I used that another Crafter Studios, Crafters Workshops stencil, and I did like vintage photo, I think, or walnut stain. And this is actually one of the pattern papers. I'm not sure whether the cameras can pick it up, but you're gonna see some patterns behind. And that subtle pattern, together with this color, really gives this the edge over. Yeah, all the pages I've created. This is so pretty. Okay, this is one of my favorite pages. Is that nice place to slot photos. More places for journaling, a tag, you know. And this is, I clipped it up with a paper clip, a bird paper clip. And here once again is the photo mat. Really simple, nothing to it, so I can put photos. And I think this will probably, the photo mats will probably hold a 3R photo quite comfortably. I'm going to try and put that back. And so here's the other page. That comes right out, really cool, really pretty. And this is that rosette from the die cut. Here another one of the stamped images, really cool. Here I made this really cool thing. So actually this is a pocket for which photos can be, oops, sorry doily, that can be stuck behind. And you get this really cool like space to like put photos behind. Isn't it cool? You can probably put like a couple. Once again, photo mat. Simple, so that you can put photos and stuff. Or you can even write on it. If you have like a white gel pen, it will probably work for this. So, come on, go in. Okay. It's another cool page. Ta-da! And so here what I did, one of the images from the paper was I cut them out and then actually glossy accented them. Not sure whether the camera's gonna pick up that gloss, but yeah, you can see the gloss is really cool. And so here's one of those Steampunk die cuts, and you can put a photo right behind. Here, it's really cool. Here's another place for photos and journaling. And here's a Steampunk die cut, which I stuck that down to kind of create like this cool out of the paper effect thing. Here's a slightly more fanciful photo mat because I had a lot of paper left and I really wanted to use them. Yeah. So finishing soon. So here is like some more place for journaling, for tags. Here I say Merry Christmas. Isn't that cool? Looks like a postcard. Some places to write, journal, put photos and stuff. I thought this was really cool, and I like how I did this. So if you go back to my Christmas Village kit, there's this paper. There's a couple of these papers with like the different images. So what I did was I cut them at like different places and to create like the pocket for this, which I thought was kind of like a cool idea. Here is a flip down place to put more photos and journaling. And finally the back. Yep. So that is pretty cool. Okay, further part of the video will be in the continuation of my, what do you call that, journal series. So, make sure you guys have a technique I picked up along the way, and it actually isn't a new technique. I saw it and I can't remember whose was it early autumns or autumn's mean? Okay, I don't know. On one of this really cool journal that someone did, and it was an idea that I think she left it off like some blog that was talking about it, and I thought it was a really cool idea. And so I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do to one of these pages. This will be one of the pages that will probably be included in Cheryl's junk journal, and I want to show you guys the technique. So here I'm gonna take out my oh so precious vintage maps from like who knows when. Like I hope these roads actually still exist. Which I got from the flea ad, from this what do you call that? What's that thing called? Oh, St. Lawrence Market, yes, and Toronto. And there was a Sunday, so they actually sold like really cool stuff, like all this antiquish, vintagey stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna use them for this mini, and actually I'm not too worried about like using them because I have. This is gonna last me for quite a while, and I bought it anyway for the intention of using it for this purpose, so I have no problems ripping them apart. I'm gonna get myself this pair of scissors. So the idea is really simple. So it's really to create like an extra interest to like the pages that you have inside Smash journals. So I'm gonna use this create like one of the pages for my mini, and what I want to do is I want to be able to create like an edge on the side to make it look really cool. I'm sure how that is done. I want to cut this paper out. So I'm cutting my vintage map apart. Collectors are screaming right now, but well, I bought it for the purpose of ripping them apart. So here we are. And what I'm gonna do is I want to fold this thing in half. Okay, let me try to adjust that a little bit. Oops. Sorry, I hope I didn't make like half of you go into an epileptic attack. And I hope everyone still like stays with me. It's kind of a long video. Yeah, I know that my page is gonna be this long, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna snip it off generally at this angle. Yeah, I'm quite good. So it's kind of flushed, sort of. I'm gonna tear this thing out such that it gives like an edge, a really cool natural looking edge. Doesn't matter if that even if it's ripped like asymmetrically here, it's fine because well, no one's gonna know. So I think what she did was that she stapled or she sewed it on, and I thought that was kind of cool. So that's what I'm gonna do too. I'm just gonna staple on because it's a simpler process. Let me get myself a staple. Okay. Stapler, and I'm gonna just staple these on. They create this really cool border effect, which is really cool. And here, ta-da! You got this really cool page. You can make it flush like on both sides in that sense. So you will staple onto like the torn side, so that your torn side is always revealed inside. What I'm gonna do later on, I'm gonna just put the stress ink on around the corners, and there you have this really cool page to put your junk journal. Isn't that cool? You could sew it on if you don't like that staple look. You can use a Tim Holtz mini attacher if you want like a slightly different size. Yeah, so you do end up with like a lot of options for this. I can already imagine that if you don't want to do the torn side, you can just run it through, if you have like the Sizzix die cut, some of your borders, like by Tim Holtz. I wondered what those are called, and I think that's a name for that border die cut thing. Like and you could get like really cool effects into creating pages, and you can even use that for like your mini albums. I thought like this is just really cool here. Yeah, so here's part 2 of the journal series. I'll also show you guys how I'm gonna make embellishments with like all this cool stuff. Yeah, like flowers and whatnot, and yeah, and those will be in my mini to Carol. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna be disappearing for like a couple of weeks or so because I'm kind of like caught with like a lot of stuff at work, and yeah, thankfully my deadlines of all my mini albums are kind of long, so I do have some time to finish that and do dabble with other projects. So haha. So thank you guys for watching. Sorry for the video being like 21 minutes. I hope you guys stayed through and get your cup of coffee along the way when you figured out it was 21 minutes. And catch you guys next time. Bye.